Hey guys, welcome back to another Blu-ray, DVD and game update. I've got a great stack of titles here, so let's get started. Now in my spotlight for this update, I have Star Trek The Next Generation, Best of Both Worlds, Part 1 and Part 2 on Blu-ray. So I'm going to get straight into this unbox set and show you guys what's inside, and we'll get back to the review. Okay guys, so this is the Star Trek The Next Generation, The Best of Both Worlds, Part 1 and Part 2 Blu-ray unboxing. Now let me just say, this is one of the best packaging for a standard Blu-ray I've ever seen. Now the disc won't be in here because it's in my player, but I'll show you this in a minute. So this is the front cover. Now there's two slipcases to this edition. You've got a nice little clear case here, which just adds to effect, I suppose. And then you have the slipcase here, which is really embossed. You know, the whole face and the writing here is really embossed. And this age rating does actually come off, which is a really nice touch. But you know, everything right here is embossed as well, and it's slightly 3D if you can see that there. So it's a really nice slipcase. You know, they took their time, you know, instead of just a flat slipcase. If you want to read the back, there you go, you can pause the video. But yeah, it just shows you how, you know, how good it looks from the back. That's one of the reasons why I bought it. It looks great. There's the special features, which I'll talk about in a minute. So yep, here's the front cover, and we'll take the slipcase off. And here you go, you've got yet another different cover. So it's, you know, the same kind of idea, except it's got the two ships involved in the series, and also the captain. So there we go, there's the spine. I kind of like the spine, you know, it's different. And there's the back, which is the same. Again, if you want to pause the video and you can read that, then you can. And then inside we have really nice artwork of both ships from one of the battle scenes. I recently watched this last night, so it's really, you know, fresh in my memory. But yeah, the disc would be here, and it's just plain blue, but it's in my player just now, so I can't really show you that. But yeah guys, just wanted to feature off the packaging for this one. It was a really nice package. You know, for a simple Blu-ray release, if I can get this in. You know, for a standard, you know, release, they really put their time into, you know, making a nice little release out of it. You know, and for £9, definitely worth picking it up. So that slipcase isn't going on. So yep, let's get back into the review. Okay guys, so now we've looked at the packaging for Star Trek, let's talk about the Blu-ray itself. Now the Blu-ray itself, you know, the PQ on this was excellent. You know, they went frame by frame and every single detail they could. They transferred it to HD. And not just, you know, to make it look crisp, they did do that, but they added, you know, a lot of colour to it. You know, there's a lot of scenes where it was like, oh, what was that about? You know, there's a lot of scenes where it was just really colourful, and it kind of looked like, you know, they just painted it for the first time. You know, it was excellent. You know, the space scenes, you know, where you saw space and, you know, the two ships battling out, you know, that was great. You know, the lasers for the weapons, it looked great as well. Now the special features on this one, you have an audio commentary by Cliff Bole, which is actually a really good one. I don't often watch commentaries, I just think they're kind of boring at some points. Mike and Dennis Okwada, I don't know if you pronounce that, and Elizabeth Denny was all in that commentary, which was actually really good. You know, it's great to have a lot of people that are involved in the making of it, you know, in a commentary, and not just, you know, by the director. You got a new featurette on the Blu-ray, which is the regeneration engaging the Borg. Now that was basically talking about from scratch of making the Borg. So they showed you, you know, black and white drawings of, you know, the creation of the Borg from the very start to the very end product, you know, obviously for the film. And it just showed, you know, how they face painted everyone for it. You know, it said in it that they didn't even know half the stuff that was on his body, what they actually was meant to do. They just added that in. So it was a really good, you know, commentary and documentary about, you know, creating the Borg. And they also had Elizabeth Denny talk at the start a little bit about, you know, how she was so unorganised in the first episode, you know, the first shooting, because, you know, she was, you know, used to have soap schedule, so she had a couple hours, you know, to rehearse and then her hair and makeup and stuff. But in this one, they were completely different. So in the first, you know, shooting, the first day, if you will, she was like really, you know, lost, and, you know, she didn't know half her lines, and she thought she was going to get the boot by a phone call that night. But a really good documentary. I'd say it's probably about half an hour, you know, 45 minutes long. You also get a gag reel and episode promos, part 1 and part 2, which I haven't actually checked out yet. But definitely check this one out. The audio on this is 7.1, so it's the best audio you can get. and it really, you know, if you've got a surround sound system like me, it'll crank your surround sound up. You know, if you put this full blast, it will give you shivers. Shivers. You know, I had to turn it down. It was that like, whoa. You know, it just makes, you know, your TV, well, the show, you know, really immersive. Like you're actually there, because you know you've got it all around you, and you know you're looking at it. It's great. Really good for your, you know, your surround sound system. But yeah, guys, great PQ, great audio. Definitely recommend, you know, checking this out if you haven't, or, you know, upgrade your DVD. A lot of people ask me, you know, like some of my friends, you know, is it worth upgrading? I would say definitely. Probably one of my favourite Blu-ray releases for this year. So yeah, that's Star Trek The Next Generation, Best of Both Worlds, Part 1 and Part 2. Could they add any more to that title? I'm not sure. The next one is a box set of the 2-film collection of Sherlock Holmes and Sherlock Holmes: A Game of Shadows. This is a really good one, you know. When this came out, you know, I was like, oh, I'm going to get that, I'm going to get that. I believe this came out, you know, when A Game of Shadows came out. And, you know, I was like, you know what, I'll just get both of them. And I kept putting it off and off and off, and I did this for about 3 months. And eventually, last weekend, I actually pulled the trigger and I bought it. And I'd never seen any of these. I'd only seen the first 20 minutes of the first one. So obviously in this set, you know, you get a nice little slipcase. And in the set you get obviously Sherlock Holmes and Sherlock Holmes: A Game of Shadows. Now the triple play is in this one, so if you get it, you know, it's not, it won't be in that one, or at least it wasn't for me. But these Blu-rays look great on Blu-ray. I'm just going to talk about the first one because I've only seen that one on Blu-ray. But the first Sherlock Holmes looked great on Blu-ray. You know, some of the dark scenes and the light scenes looked great. You know, the explosion in the middle of the film, you know, that looked really, really good. The audio was great. You know, there was the slow motion fighting, that sounded really good and looked good. But yeah, I think everyone's seen, you know, our Sherlock Holmes before. You know, Robert Downey Jr. and Jude Law, you know, they did really good in this. I hope to make they make a third one. I don't know if they will or not. But the villain in this, I actually really, really enjoyed. I'm trying to think of his name, but I can't. Is it Jared Harris? Oh, I don't know. No, Mark Blackwood, that's it, Blackwood. Mark Strong, sorry about that. He was really creepy at some of the scenes, you know, especially at the grave, you know, the funeral scene. That was, you know, kind of creepy, and especially the keeper for the graveyard. I definitely recommend getting this. You know, the sound and Blu-ray is great. Definitely recommend that one. The next one I got in the £5 Blu-rays in HMV. You know, if you haven't saw it, they've got a bunch of titles. You know, they've got Daredevil, Elektra, both Fantastic Fours. They've got some of the Die Hards 2-disc versions. You know, they've got a bunch of titles. Batman the movie, and I picked up this one just purely to complete the collection. Even though I can't get the first one because it's an import. And it's Family Guy. It's a Trap. Sorry. This is a great one. You know, it's a great release. The Blu-ray in this was fantastic. You know, if you haven't seen this, it's basically the Family Guy crew taking the mick out of Star Wars, and you know, they did an animated, I think it was an episode, and then they brought it out on Blu-ray. I'm not sure. I didn't see it on TV. I bought the Blu-rays. But it is only, you know, 55 minutes long, so it's not, you know, like a 2-hour episode or something. But it's definitely worth checking out if you haven't. You know, you got a bunch of special features in here, about an audio commentary, Star Wars Trivial Pursuit, the Ultimate Championship, you get Drawing with Peter Shin, Sock Puppet outtakes, the making scenes, a very special message from Darth Stewie, and also the digital copy. So yeah, really nice slipcase on this one. If you open it up, again on the same, and then when you open it up, you get the Blu-ray with nice artwork from the Jabba's little boat kind of thing, it flies, and then you get the digital copy DVD. So a really good release. You know, I've got some Dark Side triple play. I got that on Play for £5 I think, so £10 for both of them is really, really good deal. So yeah, Family Guy, It's a Trap, definitely recommend that one. Now onto the DVD. I got this in a Mystery Amazon unboxing, and it only took me under a week to watch this and all its special features. And it is Robin Hood, the complete 3rd season. If you've been on my channel, you would have seen this video of me unboxing it and my Mystery Amazon unboxing. And if you know, this is one of my favourite shows. You know, Jonas Armstrong did amazing in the series. You know, they all did, but he was there right from the beginning. And it's basically, you know, the classic tale of Robin Hood, where he's stealing from the sheriff and giving to the poor, and then also the king and his brother, gets into the storyline of it. Not so much the king, but his brother got into it quite a lot with a lot of episodes. That's him right there, if you can see it there. Really, really, probably the best season of Robin Hood. It was really good. The special features in here, you got a Legends Reborn, a new look costume featurette, you got a tribute, creating chaos, character profiles, which has Tuck, Kate, Isabella, Prince John, and Archer, and then you get video diaries with Archer and Isabella. Now, the guy who plays Archer, he isn't on the front cover, but he actually lived near where they shot Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves with Kevin Costner, and this was in the video diary. And he actually, they were looking for people to act, and he auditioned for Prince of Thieves, and he actually got it. And years later, he actually got asked to play in the part for Robin Hood, as Robin Hood's brother, Archer. So that was a little backstory he gave us, which was really cool. After this, I actually watched Prince of Thieves. But yeah, excellent season. This is a 5-disc set. Sorry. But there's the back if you haven't seen it. Just a great show. I definitely recommend you watching this. So yeah, Robin Hood Season 3. And the game I got, which is okay, Medal of Honor Warfighter. When this, the beta came out for the Xbox, PS3 maybe, and the PC, it was just, the one map and multiplayer, and I actually really liked it. But with this, I'm surprised that, because it's kind of hard with the servers, because the servers, they keep going on and off, and there's not a lot of people playing it, and it just feels funny. I think that's just because I'm a big COD fan, but I don't know if I like it. I might just complete storyline and then just move on and sell it. I'm not sure yet. None of my pals really play this. But yeah, Medal of Honor Warfighter is okay. I picked it up for 15 quid, so it wasn't that bad. So you get your online pass, which I forgot to put that in. I started playing and it let me play, so I put it in anyway. And then you get, if you play Battlefield 3 and you have an Origin account, it gives you instant access to the Swedish class, and then it's a wee advertisement for the soundtrack. But yeah, this is actually 2 discs. The first disc is the multiplayer, and then the second disc, if I can get it there, that disc is the single player. I haven't started the single player yet. I don't know if it's quite long or not. I had the original Medal of Honor, but I didn't finish it. But yeah, Medal of Honor Warfighter, it was good. I may, play it again at some point. So yeah, guys, that is my Blu-ray game and DVD update. I know it's been a while since I did one, but that's just all been practically since the last update, maybe even just this month. Maybe the Robin Hood was a bit of last month as well. But yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed this update, and I hope you like my spotlight kind of thing I'm going to do in my updates. And yeah, guys, I hope I'll see you guys soon, and comment, rate, and subscribe if you haven't already. And yeah, guys, see you guys later. Bye.